think that looks like the trickle slowed down, so we'll go ahead and get started. I want to thank everyone for joining us for our webinar to kick off the 2022-2023 HIMSS MCA chapters mentorship and scholarship program. We'll be talking primarily about the mentorship, but we will have some information about the scholarship, which will start a little bit later in this academic year. So we have with me the leads for the program and another chair and our esteemed vice president. So we will try to make a copy of the presentation available on the HIMSS NCA chapter website. If not, we will put a link out to where we ultimately end up hosting it if we can't host it on the HIMSS NCA website. We'll go over the agenda a little bit. We'll give some introductions to the team and the panel. We will give you an overview of HIMSS National and then the HIMSS NCA chapter. Give you a little information about how to get involved in HIMSS, the goals and eligibility for the mentorship program, and then an overview of the events and what the expectations are for the program, our schedule, the next steps. We have some frequently asked questions, and then we'll open it up for questions and try to wrap it up and give you a summary and hopefully get you out of here on time or a little bit ahead of time if possible. We got one more person joining. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start doing the introductions. My name is Mike Holmes. I'm the chair for the Mentorship Scholarship Program for 2023 for this year. Maria, I will let you introduce yourself, our esteemed vice president.
I am Maria Gabry.
She's also the vice president and president-elect for the HIMSS NCA chapter. So she's the vice president this year, and she will be taking over the president role next year. So unfortunately, our president, Joan, was unable to attend today. Next up, we have Raj Mayor.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Raj Mayor. I've been a member of the HIMSS NCA chapter going on about 10 years now, and I'm happy to be here.
Christian.
Sorry, I was having some internet issues over here. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm the mentee coordinator, so you'll be hearing a lot from me.
Cindy.
Hello, I'm Cindy Crump. I'm the scholarship coordinator this year. Look forward to the session and any questions or follow-up.
And we also have another chair, Dan Blum.
Hi, Dan Blum. I'm the chapter advocate. I oversee advocacy and community outreach. And
we have another committee member who was unable to attend, Miriam Gerdine, but you'll probably see her at some of the events for the mentorship program. Okay. So Maria is going to give us a little overview of HIMSS.
Thanks, Mike. So yes, hi, I'm Maria Gabry. I'm the president-elect, which means next year I'll be the chapter president. And this year I'm kind of in a, as yourselves, I'm in sort of a mentee role as I learn the objectives of our chapter for the next year. So HIMSS, Health Information and Management System Society. It's been around since about 1961. There's about 120,000 members. Worldwide, it is a global organization, not for profit, focused on how health information, data, and information technology can help advance healthcare delivery, health outcomes, quality, reduce risk, et cetera. So they focus on a lot of those areas, which are relevant to the courses of study that you're doing and various professional careers in the health IT and health IM space. There are about 58 chapters across the world. We are the National Capital Area, which means we are the only federally focused chapter We focus on the organizations that are in the area, which is the Defense Health Programs, VA, obviously, and Department of Health and Human Services. We do also work very closely with HIMSS for advocacy on the Hill, as well as work with a lot of the area healthcare organizations. That's one of the things that we're trying to accomplish through our chapter, is to be more of the outreach with some of the large health systems that are in the area, and bring them into the discussions and education seminars that we do have. So this is a picture of our website. I would actually ask you to bookmark this, which is where you're going to find a lot of information about our events. We're going to cover a little bit of those today. If you are looking to join, we ask you to join as a student member of HIMSS. I think the membership is $30, but it's well worth it. When you find out all the resources that HIMSS provides, slow down for a second, that HIMSS provides in helping you with your professional career. So I covered a lot of this. Our mission essentially is, within our chapter, is to be that platform for education and professional development as people enter their career, transition through their career, and see how we as a collective entity can advance health through the applications of data, information management, and IT. So HIMSS as an overall organization has been a thought leader and a global advisor to a lot of the transformational initiatives within health and policy. And they continue to do that. And we work very closely with them, supporting from a local perspective and federal and civil perspective, some of the initiatives. That makes sense. Next slide. So this is our board for the 2022-2023. Joan Bishop, who is unfortunately not able to attend, is our president. I'm the president-elect. Retired Colonel Ann Wilford Connors was our past president. She did an awesome job. Our secretary, Carol Miller, treasurer, Darren Washington, some guy named Mike Holmes, who's going to do mentorship and scholarship now. Mike's tremendous. Mike has actually done our program for many, many years. So done this program for many, many years, and will be an excellent chair lead. Mandy Peckham is our programs lead. Dan Blum, who's on the call tonight, advocacy and community, outreach and coordination, Barry Dickman, a former president. Membership, Nick Chris Molly is also a former president. Janet Webb for sponsorship. And our communication lead is Daryl Roberts, also past president. Next slide. So this, and also again on our website, this is just a screen scrape from the website, are the activities. We generally meet on the third Thursday of every month. This year we will be meeting in April, which is when the HIMSS National or Global Conference will be in Chicago. And but we generally try and find topics that are relevant to our members that they want to hear about. And then we bring in 3 to 4 industry leaders to talk about those topics. So our next event, we just had an event which on the EHR modernization within the federal government. I think a lot of the students were there. I hope you found that engaging. It was very informative. Our next one is going to be on the 20th of October. We're going to talk about cyber. Regardless of where you are with your career, wherever you are within the health IT and health IM space, cyber is paramount. Cyber is everywhere. Reducing cyber threats in healthcare is going to be a very important discussion as it is relevant to pretty much everyone's role. Then we continue on. Another thing I would point out is in December, we have a really, really fun event. We try and make it really fun for the mentors and mentees as well, is we have a networking event called our Ugly Sweater Contest. And that will be in December. And as you can say, it's ugly sweater. So you wear your ugly sweater, but it's a good event. And then as we go through the year, you'll see there's some other hot topics, and these are this is for our chapter meetings. And then as Mike will talk to you about, we actually have other topics that we'll talk about as part of this program. Next slide. Again, a call for you to become involved, not only to join HIMSS and be an active part of our chapter, but there's a lot of committees, there's a lot of areas where you can get involved in the chapter and what the chapter is doing. And if you're new to the organization, I find this is the best way to meet people and get comfortable working within HIMSS and the HIMSS NCA chapter, is to volunteer to be part of these committees. So if there's interest, obviously there's information on our website, or you can reach out to Mike or I, and we can put you in the right direction. Next slide. And turn it back over to Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. So we'll go over the mentorship scholarship program. We want to try to help the individuals that are in their senior year and sorry, we have one person to admit, to promote a development and you're getting into your professional, transitioning from the academic to the professional world, develop and improve healthcare information management, and contribute to the quality of patient care. The mentorship program excuse me, we're focusing on the dialogue with professional, pairing you up with a mentor who is a current active professional in the health IT space and working with them to get familiar with the typical day-to-day activities in the health IT space. And we also have a series of professional development events to particularly focus to help you translate academic into professional, such as how you would turn around and do your elevator pitch, how to do it networking, social media from a professional focus versus a social focus. And then how to do resumes, how to conduct yourself in an interview. We have a mock interview, and also we will have the graduation dinner. So we try to do that. Dan will also periodically send out opportunities that to engage with HIMSS National and the HIMSS Virginia and HIMSS Maryland when they have opportunities on certain topics that are coming up. Global Health Week is coming up, and that is a very big opportunity to hear from a lot of industry leaders, both on industry and government, on some of the state of the health IT space and upcoming initiatives, and also gives you an opportunity to get involved and volunteer. Our scholarship program, we do offer 3 scholarships typically focused for associate's level, the undergraduate level, and the graduate degree. So we will talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Our program goals, we want to help teach professional skills and behaviors, not the technical piece, to help you, start you on the right path for career success in the health informatics and IT domain. Help you develop, more peer relationships, individuals that are, currently working, and where we can have similar ambitions or similar career lanes. Like if you're a health IT informatist, try to help you, be able to network and peer relationship with other health informaticists. Create knowledge sharing environment and advanced understanding of health informatics and IT opportunities in the DMV area. Eligibility, HIMSS NCA chapter members or student members. So if you're not a chapter member, you can register as a student member. It is $30. We do have the link on the HIMSS NCA website under the mentorship program. You need to be a junior or senior undergraduate student or a graduate student majoring in healthcare informatics or a health IT related degree program. Next slide. We will have 7 group meetings in person. The program meetings, well, it says virtually here, but they'll be in person on the, we have to change it. Sorry, we have a little bit. Well, they'll be on the 3rd Thursday of the month in coordination with the HIMSS chapter meetings. We will typically do that prior to the HIMSS chapter meeting, and then we will go over our professional topic, and then we will break and allow you to then hopefully pair up with your mentor and hit the networking session of the HIMSS chapter event that will be starting right after we conclude the student mentorship program event for the month. There's no charge for the program for students, but you must be registered as a student member of HIMSS NCA. We do ask that we do expect that you stay and attend the HIMSS NCA chapter event after the mentorship program. As Maria mentioned, we will not do the typical chapter meeting in December. So we won't do we won't have a mentorship session in December. Instead, we invite all of you to come to the Toys for Tot Ugly Sweater event, which is a great opportunity to meet and network with a lot of HIMSS individuals. And it also raises, it's a fundraiser for the Toys for Tots program. We also encourage you to work with your mentor and try to see if you can do worksite visits, see what their work environment looks like, what's kind of a typical day in their profession, and or go to other events. We also know that some people can't physically commit to driving distances. The DMV can be a bit of a challenge with traffic. So we do encourage you to look at facilitating virtually. So pick up the phone, set up a Zoom call, a Teams call, FaceTime, whatever works. But we do ask that you engage and have routine dialogue with your mentor. So I'll let excuse me. I'll let Cindy talk about the scholarship program at a high level.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So the scholarship program, similar to the mentorship, is focused on awarding scholarships annually to students. And it's a competitive process that are studying in the health management, health information, or health information systems management fields. The scholarship awards are based on academic achievement and participation in the health IT industry, perhaps leadership or accomplishments. Those are taken into account. As he mentioned, we intend to award one scholarship in each of the 3 categories: graduate, undergraduate, associate's degree. The eligibility is active enrollment in a DC metro area university fulfilling the requirements for the health IT, health management areas. Student membership, similar to the mentorship program. It is a reduced cost from the full membership and has a great deal of benefits in terms of access and networking and professional development. And then applicant must be willing to participate as a volunteer on at least one HIMSS NCA committee for 1 year. So the information on the volunteer programs was mentioned earlier, the types of committees, the selection and evaluation criteria for the competitive awards are your meets or exceeds GPA of 3.0, quality of the recommendations. There are 2 recommendation letters, and one should be from an advisor. Both would be signed and submitted with the application. The quality of the essay, and the essay it's a short essay, and it shows up there why you've chosen this field, why information management, IT systems, and healthcare is important, and how it can support transformation, which we're all seeing as happening in the healthcare industry. So the dates are November for kickoff. There is going to be an application process with applications due around February 17th, probably awarding in March for presentation of the awards at the March chapter meeting. And additional information will be forthcoming, including the application process. But we wanted to at least put a marker in now for you to be thinking about that. Maria, who's also working with me, or Michael, if you have any other things you may want to note.
I think that covered it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to go over some of the roles and responsibilities. So we do have a few mentors on the phone with us. We're going to go over both. So for a mentee, we do ask that you be an active participant, which includes being an active listener. We ask that you prioritize and that you meet the deadlines that we assign you for the program. So we will be giving you some homework, assess your needs, and we're going to encourage you to set your own objectives. There's going to be some self-development tasks that you're going to have to do. So undertake them and give yourself a deadline that you can meet, but within the constraints of the deadline for the overall program. We ask that you show some initiative and be assertive, respectfully assertive about what you want. Be willing and able to look inward and identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, because this will be a growth, allow for you to grow. And be open to your mentor's influences and ideas. They will be able to listen to what you're asking about and guide you in some of the things that they've experienced and have expertise on, and be able to introduce you to others that have a passion in the similar field that you do. Understand, we do ask that you please understand that your mentor is a professional. He or she has a full-time job, and they're volunteering their time. So, please be respectful if you make an appointment with them to try to meet it on time. And if something comes up, please dialogue and let them know ahead of time so that they can reschedule. They will try to give you the same courtesy too as well. For our mentors, we ask that they be accessible, show initiative, actively listen to the mentee, help promote responsible decision making, help motivate and support the mentee to achieve the goals that they set out for themselves during this program. We kind of went over the scholarship application. We'll go over more in November, but we kind of went over most of those details already. Okay, the calendar. So we're going to, for the 22-23 mentorship program, this is the first part of the kickoff. To answer the Q&As, we will have a formal, once we receive all your applications, we will have a formal kickoff and pairing exercise. So maybe a little dated program, but we'll have what we affectionately refer to as the speed dating round. So we will take your applications and short bios, we'll put together a package and give those to the mentors. And we'll do the same thing with the mentors. We'll put together a package of their bios and provide that out to y'all. And that way it gives you an opportunity to kind of review the bios of the mentors. So you can read up and prepare. And then we'll have a speed dating event so that you can interact with hopefully all of the mentors. Sometimes things happen when they can't all be there, which is why we give you the bios. But interact, kind of talk and see, learn a little bit about each other. At the end of it, we're going to ask you to give us your top 3 picks of who you'd like to be your mentor. And we'll do the same thing with the mentors. We'll ask them their top 3 picks of who they would like to mentor, who they'd like to have as a mentee. It's going to be on October the 4th, Tuesday, from 5:30 to 8. It'll probably run a little bit less, like 7:45, at the Navy League building in Arlington. It's at 2300 Wilson Boulevard in Arlington, Virginia. So it's right off the courthouse metro. And if at all possible, we highly encourage you to attend, because this gives you an opportunity to see, talk, see the rest of your students that are participating, see the mentors, get an opportunity to talk with them, and hopefully find that one that you have a spark and connection, and you have the same passion in the same interest area. Our second meeting will be in October in coordination with the HIMSS chapter event. It'll be 4:30 to around 5:15. We will try to wrap up so that you can get out at 5:30 and participate in the networking event prior to the beginning of the chapter program. This is going to be focusing on developing your elevator pitch. If you don't know what elevator pitch this is, back in the days when you were in a large company, if you had when you're going up in the elevator, you had about 30 seconds when the doors closed until they got to the floor and they're going to get off. So it's an opportunity for you to focus on how to present yourself in a short, concise time frame, 30 seconds, to introduce yourselves to someone new. We'll also go over about social media presence, how to leverage LinkedIn, primarily Twitter, Facebook, to promote and market yourself. And we do ask that you be on time. It'll be at the LMI building where we have all the chapter events in Tyson's Corner. And there is a shuttle from the Tyson's Corner Metro to the LMI building. In November, we're going to be focusing on health IT topics. And we will have a speaker come in and talk about a hot topic in health IT. In January, since we're not going to have the event in December, we'll have the ugly sweater, which we again highly encourage you to go. We will have a fabulous speaker by the name of Cheryl Bedard. She is a executive coach and headhunter. So it'll be focusing on resume writing and job interviewing skills workshop. And I don't say this lightly. She is very, very high regarded and top in her field. So if you, if at all possible, please prioritize this event. She will give you some amazing tips and on how to prepare your resume, how to prepare yourself, how to conduct yourself, how to read the room during an interview. And she's volunteering her time, and people pay her very high dollars. She's a very sought after expert in this field. So she's volunteering her time. So if at all possible, please mark your calendars, especially for this event. In February, we'll be talking about career paths. What are some of the career paths people have taken? If you want to be a chief health informatics officer, the chief health informatics officer at a hospital system, what were the steps in the past that they went through in their career to get from entry level to intermediate to mid-tier into senior? We'll also talk about some of the different jobs, skills, and how they relate to each other. We'll also be trying to get individuals that went through private sector and also the government sector, so you have an idea of what career paths are available for both. March will have another health IT topic, and in April we'll have the mock job fair, and we will try our best not to schedule it during the HIMSS Global Conference and Exhibition, but this is usually a big event. We do limit this one to, I do want to point this out, we do limit this one to mentees. You have to have participated in 75% of the mentorship program events. You can't sign up for one event and then get to the end and come to the mock job fair. We will have several companies within the DMV that have their recruiters and their senior individuals that come, and they will conduct short mock interviews. But we have had a number of individuals that got job offers from the mock interview. But it's an excellent opportunity to practice your interviewing skills, and they will give you feedback at the end of the event on things that you can then take to work on and prepare and hone and polish your interviewing skills. We will try to have, so it'll be face-to-face. We don't know the time yet. We will be trying to get the Navy League building because it is a nice large event space and centrally located and close to metro accessible. But we haven't locked it down yet. But again, a great opportunity, and the big thing is we do expect you to participate at least 75% in the events. And we'll wrap up the program in May with our graduation dinner. We typically will have it at a nice restaurant, probably in the Tyson's Corner area. Again, you will have to have participated at least 75%. We do understand you'll have some conflicts come up. So you don't have to, you can miss some of the programs, but we do want you to be active and engaged. So those that participated at 75% of the events, we will have the graduation dinner, you and your mentor. We will have a guest speaker. In the past, we've had it at Maggiano's restaurant in Tyson's Corner over in the Galleria, but that could change in the future as we get closer to May and do the scheduling. So some of the next steps, if you haven't already joined as a student member, as we've mentioned a couple times, highly encourage you to go onto the website to HIMSS NCA. We do have the link in the application, and register as a student member. It's $30 for the year. And as you have heard, it gives you some great access to HIMSS resources. Professional membership is a bit pricier, but you get the same level of access that those professional individuals get for the $30 at the student membership level. We need to get your short bio. We have a sample that's included in there, but at minimum, we want to know, obviously, your name, what school you're going to, program you're studying. If you have work experience, particularly in the health IT field, which area of interest you have in health IT or health informatics. We'd also ask you to provide us something interesting about yourself, something that people would not normally know. Maybe that some things that people, that you work with or go to school with don't normally know about you. We're going to ask you to sign the mentee pledge and to block the program dates on your calendar. Again, the third Thursdays of the month. Complete the pairing survey that we will do after the speed dating and turn that back in. I'm back ahead of myself. The applications are going to be due back to Christian on September the 26th. And we really do need your assistance in making sure that we get all of our applications back by the 26th, because we need to have some time to prepare and consolidate all of your packages and the mentor packages and submit them back to y'all, to the respective group, so that you can have them to review prior to the October 4th pairing event. After we have the pairing event, we will give you a deadline, typically 1 or 2 days, to give us your top 3 choices if you don't do it by the end of the night, so that we can then try to match up number 1 picks to number 1 picks and so forth, going down on number 2 picks to number 1 pick to number 2 pick. We will ensure that each mentee that commits to the program will get paired up with a mentor. For the mentors that are in the audience, we do ask that you give us your bio with your short bio, which should be pretty familiar for most people. Complete the pairing survey after the pairing event on the 4th. And again, to block your dates for the chapter events, and where possible, we encourage you to come to the mentee events when possible. We do know that sometimes there will be some work conflicts, so you may not be able to attend every one of them. So we do have a mentee mentor contract, and we ask you to sign it. It will be, the mentee will fill it out, and it will have this is an opportunity for you to document the goals and objectives that you want to accomplish this academic year in this program. You will fill it out. You will give it to your mentor. You will discuss it with them, because they'll help you make sure that these are things that are realistic goals. And then you will sign it, and your mentor will sign it, and that we want you to go back and refer to it throughout the program. You will need to send it in to Christian, and then they will be due back to the co-chairs on the October the 28th. So we have some frequently asked questions up here. We will be starting in, we kick it off in September. We have our pairing event in October, and we end up concluding in May with our graduation dinner. And we will be asking you to let Christian know about your class schedules in the spring, in the fall and the spring, particularly most so in the spring, so we know when your finals are, because we don't want to try to avoid scheduling the dinner during your finals when you're trying to study, but we don't want to schedule it too far so that some students are departing at the end of the term. There are going to be 7 program events once a month. Expenses, we do not expenses for your travel. If you have to take the metro, if you have to Uber to the event, if there's if you decide to drive to the Navy League building and parking's not included. We don't reimburse for those kinds of expenses. You will have to pay the $30 fee for the HIMSS mentorship the student membership, sorry. And at most of the events, we will try to provide some light snacks or light sandwiches. The graduation dinner at the conclusion of the program will be paid for by the chapter. The timing of the scholarships, we will have more information as we said, we will start announcing the program in November, probably with the applications being starting in January, and we hope to award in February. Number of scholarships, I think we went over, but typically we have 3 each year. That can change. The student membership cost, again, is $30, and it is required to participate in the HIMSS mentorship program. The job fair participation, it's not mandatory that you attend. It's very highly encouraged, but you must participate within 75%, 3/4 of the programs that we have put on. We expect you to participate so that you'll be eligible for the job fair. We expect you to put in effort into this to get the maximum benefit out of it. And if we do have some events, we will put them out there. HIMSS National, HIMSS NCA, sometimes there will be some educational activities that are put on virtually, and so we will give that information out there to you. We don't provide food at those kind of events, obviously. So just kind of summarizing some of the skills, just so you can take away, for a mentor, manage relationship, encourage, nurture, teach, offer mutual respect, and respond to the mentor's needs. For the mentee, we also expect you to manage the relationship. It's not a one-way street. This is a partnership. You need to be involved so that they can help you. We want you to bring your enthusiasm and excitement to this. We want you to communicate your needs to your mentor. What are you wanting to learn, and how are you wanting to grow professionally during this program? We expect you and want you to be open to new ideas that your mentor presents. We want you to engage, and we want you to be open to new ideas and learning in new ways. So this is our contact information for myself, for Christian, who's going to be leading the mentees. Most of the students on here. Raj Mayor is the lead for the mentors. Cindy will be the lead for the scholarship and be helping out with the committee. Miriam Gerdine is also going to be one of the committee members helping out. And as we mentioned before, Joan Bishop is our president, Maria is our illustrious vice president, and Dan is our advocacy chair. And with that, thank you, and we will open it up to questions if anybody has them. We'll try to answer them for you. You can either, I think you can raise your hand in there, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, we don't ever have mentees that are all this shy, so someone's bound to have a question or two.
Hey, Michael, I see a question in the chat.
Okay, I can't do the chat, so thank you. That's a good question, Joe. We'll have to ask. Typically, it's usually for someone that is graduating in the spring to be eligible, because they would going to be doing it in the awarding it in the spring to cover the. But we will take that question and get back to you.
One other aspect of it is if you're entering in a new program after graduation, because we do offer associates, undergraduate, and graduate. So if you're matriculating into a new program in the spring, that could be also taken into consideration.
Any other questions?
Hi, this is Grant. I do actually have a question.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering how many students you typically have in the Mentee Mentor program. I know that it obviously would be a great networking opportunity, as well as having a mentor to be able to look up to and ask questions with. So I was just wondering how many students you typically have in this group together.
On average, and it varies year by year, on average, we have somewhere in the neighborhood between 10 to 15, sometimes 20. We had a couple of years in the past where we've had probably a little over 20, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood between 10 and 20. It just kind of varies. Sometimes we have a lot of participation from one school versus another, but that's typically our range is between 10 and 20 students and associated mentors.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. You mind if I ask, since I think most of the questioners, I'm not sure there's any way to do it, but in the chat, could you put what schools you're from? George Washington, okay. Expected that. UMBC, cool. GW, George Mason, Stafford, okay, good. George Mason, GW, UMBC, cool. Okay. Yeah, we typically have a pretty good turnout from George Mason, George Washington. In years past, we've also had people participating from American University, Howard University, UMUC, and the University of Maryland, Baltimore campus. Like I said, I think even Marymount has been into, so it just depends. Each year it kind of fluctuates a little bit, but welcome, thank y'all. I'll ask again, anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Michael, it's Kristen. Not a question from me, but I just wanted to add that I am actually, I was a mentee a few years back, and I would say this program is very valuable, not only to hear the feedback on the professionals who are working in the field, but also developing your relationship with someone who's been working in the field. And that not only ends there, because my mentor I still keep in touch with introduces me to others that are working with her. So it opens up a lot of doors. So it's a great opportunity, and I hope you take the opportunity to participate. That's all.
Any comments, Cindy?
We do have other universities that have extensions and campuses we've reached out to as well. So we wanted to have the widest distribution as possible. We really do look forward to seeing interest in applications. As mentioned, scholarship is starting a little bit later, but feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Look forward to hearing from you.
Raj, any comments?
Yes, Mike. So I would ask that, you don't just look at this as an opportunity to expand your network with the professionals who've been in the field, but also look at it as an opportunity to expand your network with folks like you, your peers, who are coming from different universities and schools and who are entering to the same marketplace as you are.
Thank you. Dan?
I'll make a couple of comments. First of all, I mean, we've actually had large mentorship program participation, particularly when there were big changes in healthcare delivery, for instance, with the Affordable Care Act. So people that want to change careers coming, so you don't have to be in college now. You can be working at a job and just want to learn about another area as potential opportunity. And although this is health information and technology focused, we've had HR folks, we've had IT people, we've had finance folks that are also looking at different opportunities. We've had physicians and pharmacists wanting to change careers, as well as people working in hospitals currently in the DC area that just want to learn something for the next opportunity. I should also point for the mentees, there's dinner at the HIMSS meetings, and it's free. So if you don't have to pay to come to the HIMSS meeting monthly, and you get a free dinner out of it as well. Also, I would say, it's some basic skills you'll learn pretty quickly. For instance, as Mike pointed out, the elevator pitch. I mean, we have the mentees go to a meeting and tell them to go meet people and get a business card from them. So it can be very fun, and it shouldn't be viewed as intimidating at all. And Mr. Nice Guy, as Kristen will tell you.
Mhm.
Yes, he is. He's very nice. He's the one who got me into mentorship program. So I am very grateful for that.
And I would just add, this is Maria, I would just add that you do have to lean in a little bit. You can't be passive in this program and expect things to just be handed to you. I mean, this is, the mentors are volunteering their time to help you with your specific needs and helping you to sort of navigate your professional career as you get started. But, definitely take advantage of that, and work with them and talk with them. Take advantage of the networking events that we have and the programs that we have, the webinars and in-person events. This is all helping you. This is done on your behalf. So, I would just say that, take advantage of it, lean in, ask what your need, tell us what your needs are, and we'll support you.
Yeah, and I'll make one last comment, and that is reach out to your peers. If you know other students that haven't thought about this, talk to them about this and tell them they should consider this. It's also nice to have one of your friends participate in these meetings as well and learn and share together. So you're going to meet new people, but if you have buddies in your class or where you're working, you might suggest to them that they consider becoming mentees or mentors, depending on their roles.
Okay, sorry, I lost my screen for a second. Just wanted to share with y'all, if we hadn't previously, we talked about the HIMSS NCA website. So it's nca.himschapter.org. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. Can you see the website?
Yes, I can see the
Okay.
website.
Yeah, I just don't see the red bar around it. Sorry. Used to Teams instead of Zoom. So if you have any questions, you can go up here, go to get involved. And we have the mentorship program down here. And it'll take you to the page. We have our, we'll save the mentorship scholarship webinar here. Give us a day or two. And we have all the information down here. Again, you scroll down the bottom, we do have the mentorship, the mentor form, and the mentee application. Right now, please don't click on the online link. It does not work. They're working on it, but you can download the Word form and be able to send it back to us so we can get started. As Dan said, please, if you know anyone in your school or program that is interested, please point them to the website. And as Maria said, it definitely is, you're going to get what you out of it, what you put into it. So we thank you for all your time tonight. If you have any questions, you have our emails, and we look forward to seeing you on October the 4th in person at our pairing event. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you all.